touch tense.
Songwriting. Ooh, man. Teaching songwriting is not something I consider that I do. I'd rather kind of give people some objectivity, share a little bit of my own experience with doing it and that sort of thing. But an interesting thing came up today when I was teaching, and it was the question of whether you should censor yourself when you're writing, based upon some notion you have of what you like in songs that you listen to, and or based upon a notion you have about what you think other people may or may not like in songs. And my answer to that is, don't do it. No, just, don't do it. Don't censor yourself. Never censor yourself. You know, I do some of the most ridiculous things at home, alone, when nobody's watching, or to make my wife laugh. I love making my wife laugh because I'm just a big dork. I don't know. And I make up characters. I don't even know where things come from, but it comes from just the need to create, I think, you know. And so it'll just fly out. She'll be laughing, so I'll continue. If you were to see it, you'd go, this guy's nuts. But we all do it. You know it. You do it. Yeah, I know. You're at home. The music's on. You're singing along. You're changing the words. Or you're changing it into an opera. What would that be like? Or you act out the characters in the movie that you like the most. Or you make up your own little character things. Something actors actually do on a regular basis for the sake of their own training. As a musician or a songwriter, we ought to be doing the same things. We should be trying out the music that we're familiar with, we're comfortable with, in just outlandish ways. Because we want to learn to be very comfortable with the most outlandish ideas creatively. So that when we sit and structure a song, we're absolutely comfortable with it. You know, something I tell voice students, for instance, get used to sounding and feeling ridiculous with the vocal exercises. When you get used to that, you'll find you're quite comfortable on stage, in comparison, you know, to how ridiculous you feel doing the vocal exercises. So an exercise, for instance, that I give songwriters is something I got from Dorothea Brand, a 1930s originally. Well, she was around for a long time, but in I think 1934 she wrote a book, Becoming a Writer, and in it there was an exercise. Write first thing you do when you wake up. Write whatever comes to mind for like 10 minutes. Don't censor it. Don't think about it. Don't follow a thread. Don't try and map it out. Nothing. Don't correct anything. Just go to town. And then when you're done, go and do it again later in the day, some other time you planned. Do this for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, you go put it away and then give it maybe a week and go read it. I talk about that in my book too. It's a great exercise in learning not to censor yourself. I also talk about in my book the experience I had working on the fiction writing curriculum in college at Columbia College, Chicago. I was getting B's on my work, and I was apparently very important. I should be getting A's, and I also didn't want to mess up my GPA, which was like a 4.0 at the time, right? It ended at a 3.8. Sorry, but I went to my my teacher and asked him what's going on, and he said, "Well, you keep censoring yourself." That's basically what it came down to. There's a longer explanation than that. He said, "Don't do that. He said, I keep seeing these really cool threads begin, and then you just like pull the rug out, you know." And I realized that's what we do when we censor ourselves creatively. We pull the rug out from under the people who were hoping for something really honest and something really sincere and heartfelt and digging deep and everything, and then we just give them some pedestrian crap, and they're like, "Well, that was disappointing." No, you want to really get in there and be comfortable with being vulnerable. Be comfortable with doing something different, something out there. Make choices based upon nothing more than who you truly are. Then if you want, as you feel like you've finished up a song, you want to go and arrange it a particular way, produce it a particular way, to stick out in a certain area of, or maybe a particular genre that you believe you're attached to, that sort of thing. That's different. But when it comes to the actual putting together of the song, don't censor yourself. If you're not comfortable with being vulnerable and honest and open, use that. Let the discomfort come through. Let the lyrics be awkward. Write a song about being awkward with being open. We know there's probably 100 of those already. Don't be afraid of it being too poppy. You know, if you're like, oh, I think I'm more progressive and that kind of thing. I've done that. The songs where I was like, it's too poppy for me, you know, and then people are like, oh, I love that song. I go, I guess I'll keep playing it then, you know, because it's really not about us. Ultimately, when we write songs, we're writing something, we're sharing something with the intention of, well, what I just said, sharing it. So, you know, do that. Be honest. Share it openly. Or don't, and, you know, stick with the day job, man. Seriously. Take the risk. It's worth it. It feels wonderful. Have a beautiful morning, daytime, evening, whenever you're watching this. May it continue to be beautiful. Peace.
Can be no harm in your arms, 'cause I'm sure I